All right, Mujahid, that's a lot of questions, but basically it seems that the youth on the Afghan sides wants to move forward from the blame game, but Asad Durrani Saab, at the same time, in order to move forward, we will have to address the blame game. So one of the questions that comes to you, and then I'll move on to Haji Adil Saab, is, as Mr. Saleh said, that the Taliban threat, and he says that they are strategically supported by Pakistan. That's a very big accusation that comes from Afghanistan. How do we address it?
Yeah, that's why I said that if we keep talking about those aspects, we will never come to the reality on ground. We will not be able to project it in the future. If we are talking about the support given by Pakistan, I asked this question, I can reverse it, and I said, if these non-state actors, the ragtag militias, supported somewhere, discreetly, half-heartedly, reluctantly by a very weak state called Pakistan, some people call it failing state, if they can overcome the so-called Afghan recognized government, the Afghan National Army, supported by the mightiest alliance in the world, in 10 years, if we have brought them to that state, who do we deal with? Who do we consider as the genuine representative of Afghanistan?
They say the Afghan government.
No, the Afghan government may be there, in form it is there, and we recognize it. But if the Afghan government is in such a state that it cannot control 90% of Afghanistan, during night it cannot control, I suppose, 95% of it. If it is in a state in which it is desperately reaching out to the non-state actors, please come and talk to us. If that be the state, then for Pakistan, realistically, all of them become very important factors. I feel amused when they say, we will only talk to them when they accept our constitution, lay down the arms. You're trying to dictate terms to a side which is looking much better, which is actually in the driving seat. You don't do that realistically on ground. You do not do that. Regardless of our desires, our wish list, we are very fond of saying, we should do that, we should do that. The Taliban are terrorists.
Haji Adil Saab, an important point.
What we are discussing, future, present, past of Afghanistan, the major factor is Taliban. Let's be honest.
Okay. Absolutely.
Taliban is a reality in Afghanistan and in Pakistan both, whether you accept it or not.
Okay.
Any dialogue, any solution, any way out is not possible without the Taliban on board. So one day, you have to go for that.
All right.
It's better do it today.
Okay. I heard this phrase called Taliban or a reality. I would say they are a harsh reality, and it is in the best interest of Pakistan to distance from a harsh reality and ally itself with a positive reality, which is the majority of the Afghan people, which is the government of Afghanistan. Because if we recognize realities of that nature in each other country, then you have to also know that within Pakistan also there are realities that if we recognize those realities as part of your life, then also Pakistan will also face fragmentation of power, fragmentation of state authority. Nobody is doubting that the Taliban are a reality, but they are a harsh reality like cancer. Cancer is a reality, but we all try to fight it and remove it through operation. Secondly, the scenario making, what will be the strategic environment in 2014 and beyond. Our desire is that the strategic environment in 2014 should be a stress-free environment, a conflict-free environment. But the ball is in the court of Pakistan to some extent to ally itself with Afghanistan, not with the Taliban. If you keep pushing us to accept a reality named Taliban, that will put us in defensive position. And that defensive position will make us to prepare for worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, we have to defend democratic space against a Pakistani-backed intrusion. For us to move beyond, let us take into consideration the aspiration of the young generation in both countries. The young generation are anti-Taliban, whether they are in Islamabad or in Kabul. Who are pro-Taliban? It is HQ Rawalpindi, which is pro-Taliban. If you want to move beyond, change your policy.
Yeah, and also